But I've felt, I guess, more confident or more clear in being able to stop myself when it's getting to that.
Yeah.
Of saying, oh my gosh, wait, no. What is that doing? I'm only hurting my own feelings. I'm only exhausting my own energy. This isn't doing
That's
anything.
you finding you.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome to Wait, Let's Talk About That, a podcast where real people work through real moments, live and anonymous. I'm Dr. Lee Long.
And I'm Lila Pond. And today we're talking about something that sounds noble until you're living it. And that would be pouring yourself into everyone in front of you all day and then wondering why there's nothing left over when it's finally your turn.
Yeah, giving has a way of disguising itself as goodness right up until it empties us all the way out. And somewhere in there, I'm fine, becomes the thing we say instead of the thing we are.
Oh, that's where the wait method comes in. One simple question that creates just enough space to change the whole moment. Where am I in this?
Yes, our guest today is staying anonymous. We're going to walk through it together in real time.
So before you give the last of yourself away again, or just use the famous coined phrase, I'm fine, let's talk about that.
Just as a reminder, this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is not therapy and does not create a counselor-client relationship. You confirm?
I confirm.
Awesome. Thank you for coming back.
Of course.
We talked about the whole finding yourself in the midst of things. Where am I in this?
Yes.
And so I'm curious, what's that been like?
It's been awesome. I've actually
Really?
thought about that phrase a lot.
Okay.
I have a lot coming up that is, I don't know if triggering feels too aggressive of a word,
Okay.
but it's going to be testing a lot.
Okay.
And I've had to, I think for me as somebody that is so others focused and such a helper,
Yes.
I've had to ask myself that question a lot.
Okay.
Just in terms of weekly rhythm stuff for me.
Okay.
And then with a couple events coming up that, I mean, they're still very active wounds, I guess, but I think it's a weird paradox of, okay, I've had some time away from this person and everything that happened. Am I all the way good? No. Am I still
Yeah.
actively grieving? Yes.
Okay.
But reminding myself that with this specific person, it's the person I dated
Gotcha.
that I thought we were headed towards marriage and
Right.
we're not. So to remind myself it's not my job to make that person feel better,
Oh.
which is hard because I'd rather have everybody else around me be okay. And I forget about myself a lot.
Wow. Yeah.
And so just remembering that it's not my job, it's not my responsibility.
Yeah.
What am I really able to offer right now? And then maybe even more raw or harsh, I don't know, is it's not my job, it's not my responsibility, but they also don't deserve for me to give as much as I did previously.
Okay.
And so
Can I press into that?
you can.
From the sounds of it, it still feels like it's others focused,
Yes.
just in what they don't get.
Yeah.
So how practically do you feel like, if you're like, hey, I need to phone a friend and I'm that friend, I'm right here. But how do you feel practically, like, could we flip that script, I guess I should say?
Yeah. You mean like, what do I deserve? Or what can I?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And rather than I'm not going to give you this.
Yes.
What I would love to shift with that is what am I going to give me?
Yes. No, I love that.
Because, and again, it's not to be selfish.
No, I know. And that's my whole thing with this. It's been so relevant, truly. But it's been my awkward tension with that.
Is very well said.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
So how could you give a specific example for that awkward tension?
Yes. I just think it's my, again, innate makeup and nature of, and then thinking of putting myself in the other person's shoes. I'm a highly sensitive person, whatever that acronym is. And I always think about, okay, what if the roles were reversed? And what would I want to receive as the other person? But that's not always helpful because it's also assuming the other person is wired the same way I am and what they would want to receive.
Because here's the crazy thing. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Here's the crazy thing is that if we want to talk about selfish,
Yeah.
it's for us to now hang with me, everybody. It's for us to try to anticipate other people's needs without ever checking with them. So then I'm giving you what I believe you want. And who's that all based on? Right? It's my assumption of you.
Right.
Because you've heard it's not what I think. It's not what you think. It's what I think you think of me that matters.
Yes. Amen to all that. So I think how I've tried to approach this specific situation coming up, or what I'm trying to do,
Okay.
is trying to get to a place where, yes, this person's there and it's going to be our first time interacting post our breakup.
Okay.
About 2 months fresh off of that. But how can I still enjoy this for me?
Okay.
And it's me trying to think about, okay, there's a lot of people here that I know and love that are easy to be around. And I'm very social and very interactive. And that is a strength of mine.
Yeah.
And also reminding myself that I deserve to be here and I'm wanted here, regardless if...
By who?
I mean, the people throwing it.
Okay.
Throwing this event.
Okay. I'm going to push here.
Sure.
Are you wanted there by you?
Oof. I don't know if I've gone there. Because the grief has been really... I'm learning a lot about grief right now. I think asking myself that question, where am I in this right now?
Okay.
I've been shocked a little bit by how much I cannot do and cannot give that is more typical of my capacity.
Yeah.
I think I am a very high capacity person.
Yeah.
And so it's been very humbling
Okay.
to realize right now I'm not that typical person that's very high capacity. And it's led to a lot more, I've not been as kind to myself. And I feel like a lot more judgmental. And I wanted to hurry the grief process.
Sure. Judgmental of what?
Gosh, it's made me emotional. A lot. I think just my energy levels, body image.
Okay.
I think just typically things and people that would fill me up, it's like it doesn't feel like enough.
Yeah. And you know why it doesn't fill you up?
Yes.
And why it's not enough is because from what I hear you saying is you're struggling to believe it.
Yes. Yes.
Is that fair?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. I think grief is wild. I'm such a high achiever. You know, again, I'm just wanting to be the best for other people. I'm like, gosh, I feel like I just keep dropping the ball.
Listen to what you're saying there. The best for who?
I know. And nobody has articulated that at all. Nobody's, even like close friends of mine that know me well, nobody said, oh, I don't feel like you're showing up as my friend, or, you know, at work. Like, nobody's made a single comment at all. In fact, it's been the opposite. I've actually had a couple of different work things thrown my way that I never thought would happen.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a great way.
Okay, cool.
In a great way.
Okay.
And I feel like in a lot of people just still trusting me and my capacity and my character, which has felt ironic because of how I'm viewing my capacity.
Yes.
And again, my faith is so important to me.
Yeah.
And I think also not questioning the Lord's character, that's never been a struggle in my walk, but just kind of questioning why there's been so much continuous change. And it's felt like I haven't had the margin because it's so much over and over again I'm like, okay, I'm trying to ask myself, like, where am I in this right now? But it feels like there's no space for that. I don't know if that's just my weekly rhythms. My counselor has brought up with grief that sometimes we have to have the grief work through first and kind of get that through first before we can really address like some other things. And just in my healing journey and self-growth journey and really trying to tackle sin patterns and just things that I not want to be better, like there's a measuring stick, but I just know would bring about more peace for myself and those I interact with.
How do you view yourself in the midst of that? Like, how do you view yourself in the midst of that grief?
I feel like I'm becoming a totally different person, honestly.
Okay.
And I kind of thought that process was done. I mean, I'm 30, which sometimes that feels young and sometimes that feels really old
Sure.
because I'm part of a friend group that 90% are married with kids. And so that's different. And
Yeah.
it's, just how you get to hang out with them is bringing the meal for the meal train or the
Yeah.
baby shower, the bridal shower. And I truly love all of that.
Right.
But
But okay, let's answer the question.
Yeah.
Where am I in this?
exactly.
And what's the answer?
The answer is it just feels awkward.
Okay.
And while I know I'm good at it, do I want to do it all the time? No.
Okay.
Do I need to probably just call it for some of that and say, gosh, like I'm a public school teacher. I can't really financially afford this.
Okay.
Or just it would be better for me right now in this week to not go, like send the gift, but not go. Or
Do you feel
go.
the freedom to do that?
I do. I mean, I have wonderful community that I know would never
Sure.
assume.
And they won't.
No.
And look at where how quickly you go to the community.
Yes.
A wonderful community. They'll never fill in the blank.
No.
Right.
Yes.
But what do you think when you do that?
I judge myself for that. Like I should be able to.
Oh,
Or that's selfish.
Oh.
Or
why is it selfish?
because like what else better do I really have? Like what else is really filling that time? Or what else am I really doing with that?
And
Those finances?
What's the answer to that?
I don't know. I mean, it's probably a sweet space to take care of myself better, which I don't do.
Okay. Because what it sounds like to me is that this question is really creating, I don't want to call it a crisis because that's
No.
overstating
Oh my
it,
gosh, no.
but it's creating some instability, not in your mental health, but
Yeah.
but it's like it's creating a little bit of vibration of,
Yes.
oh my gosh, this is a part of my world I've really ignored.
Yes. Yes.
And so
for
now
sure.
there's this awareness. It's like when you fall asleep on one of your arms
Yes.
and you lose feeling and
Totally.
you touch it and you're like, oh my gosh, whose hand is that? You're like, oh, it's mine.
Yes. And I think why there's that vibration, that tension is, I feel like, unfortunately for me, I've just had a good amount of people be so selfish that just any like nick or taste of selfishness I don't like because it's made me feel, because of other people's hyper independence and selfishness, it's made me feel very uncared for and unseen.
Okay.
And I don't want other people to feel that way because of decisions or choices I would make.
Okay. But when you felt uncared for or unseen, where were you in the midst of that?
Doing way too much for them, and it was still not enough
For?
for them.
Okay. Because look at the power that we let go of.
Yeah.
When we think I'm doing this for you, and it wasn't something that you specifically requested from me, but I think I'm going to get something from that.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does. No, for sure. And I think we talked about this last time, but I have a very hard time with people that have the resources and the ability to engage in more, to change, help, I guess, and they don't.
Okay.
And they're just quote unquote fine, or would tell people, oh, it's really good. No, I'm doing really good. You'd be like, no, you're not. And I'm someone that, as a very hypersensing person, would be like, okay, no, like, thanks for saying that. And you're doing a really good job trying to convince me that you are, but you're not, and then still them not engaging in those things. That's hard for me to witness. And maybe it's the teacher in me of just kind of, I read that on my kids. And so I start engaging them in certain things. And, it's great for a classroom setting,
Yeah.
but maybe not great for an interpersonal setting.
Even in a classroom setting, we used an example last when we met about you have a student who's melting down.
Yes.
And you only have 30% to give.
Yes.
And that you have to evaluate in a nanosecond.
Yes.
I only have 30 seconds to give. And one of the things that I want to make sure that I round out from that example is that I only have 30% to give is like it's blaring in your ear, or the stress of what that person or that student is bringing to you is like blaring in your ear.
Yes.
And it's like, it is as if you are saying to yourself, oh my gosh, this is at a level 10.
Yes.
on the volume. It's like maybe it's an 11, although those who you listen to Spinal or watch Spinal Tap, it's an 11, but it's
Yes.
all the way up and it's in my ear, and I don't have the bandwidth for it. It's like, yes, I don't have the bandwidth for it at a 10 in my ear. I have to put the boombox down and basically say, or that huge speaker down, and say, okay, I have 30% to give. I can turn it down just a little bit. Hey, buddy. And this happens in nanoseconds.
It does, yes.
Right? Because you can't just walk away from a student
Oh, absolutely
who's
not.
having a meltdown,
Yes.
right? And so if you have somebody in your life who's super struggling, you're saying to them, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
They say, no, I'm good. And you go, yeah, I don't buy it. But what does that do to you?
I mean, it only takes more from me. And a
Because?
phrase I've used at my, I guess, crisis in that is I feel like a shell. And I am not a shell. I know I'm a very safe, approachable person. I've had many people, different types of relationships in my life say, I feel like I could tell you anything. And you'd receive it, and you'd want to help me, or you wouldn't judge me in that. And I love that. I love that that's essentially the impression I give off, or they feel that level of comfort, or affection from me, and that's great. But there is a line, and there's a whole analogy that I love. I think Brene Brown talked about, or someone talks about, where it's like the man's in the hole and the three people walk by, and I'm the person to climb down in the hole and provide the ladder. And I love that I have that gift mix. That's awesome. But if you're not going to climb up the ladder, I think it's where I have then kept going too much to try to get somebody up the ladder out of the hole.
Right.
It's just not my job. Because, I mean, it couldn't be easier at that point. You have a freaking ladder down the hole. Like, climb up the ladder.
Right.
So, but if somebody's not going to do that, and that's something that I had to practice or really do for the first time in my last dating relationship, was to say, yeah, I'm rolling the ladder up and I'm going, because you're literally not. And I'm not a shell of a person, but you are making me because of what you're walking through, which is totally legitimate. But I can't sacrifice myself anymore.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
Because nobody can make us.
No.
Some people say, and this may be a really gruesome example, but some people say, well, what if they had a gun to your head? Like, you still have a choice.
You do.
Now, the choices may not be choices you want.
No.
But you still have a choice.
I agree.
And again, let me say it loud and clear. It's not a choice you want. And sometimes what we're presented with, it all sucks.
It does. No. And I remember in that breakup with him having to get honest with myself to say, you know what? Neither of these are going to feel better. If I stay, it's going to suck. If we break up, it's going to suck. It's not about feeling better. It's about honoring myself. And for me as a believer, being obedient. And I've asked the Lord time and time again for a sign. And it is clear as day by my mental, emotional, and physical state. And then a crazy other event that, okay, I just need to be obedient in this. It's not necessarily about feeling better, but it's about making a decision finally. Instead of living in the limbo, instead of worrying so much about the other person, it's just making a decision to say, I draw the line for myself.
Good.
Yes.
Because you're right. Things can take and take and take.
Yes.
And that's not for the other person.
No.
It really is to feed our desire.
Yes.
It's to feed our desire to be needed. And I'm not saying that's where you were.
No.
But I'm
But
saying we have to watch for that,
We do.
especially with the, as you called it, and I like it, the gift mix you have. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
then we start doubting everything.
oh, for sure.
We start questioning, who am I?
Yes.
Am I lovable?
Yes.
Am I attractive?
Literally.
Am I? And I think the answer to that has to be, in the beginning, do I believe I am? And that's so difficult, because this fun event that you have, we're going to be looking at it from the perspective of, wait, where am I in this?
Yes.
Do I want to be here? Do I want to talk to this person?
Yes.
Again, not from a selfish standpoint.
No.
That because I want to, then you have to. That's selfish. But because I want to, I'm willing to put myself out there. And if you don't want to, okay.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
if I, Lee, want to be there, and I, Lee, want to say, hello to people, I, Lee, should feel free to do that.
Yes.
If you others don't want to say hello to me, or if you others don't want to talk to me, you should feel free to have that experience. And then I have to step back and say, no, this is the kicker. We tend to step back and say, then I'm not wanted,
Yes.
which is a very global statement.
It is, yes.
But what's the truth of that moment? I'm not wanted in that moment in that way. I am wanted by me. I want to enjoy my own company. As silly as that sounds.
Yeah, no, and I've had to work on that for a couple years. But no, like I am the person. I mean, I could have never done this a couple years ago, but I go to a movie by myself. I go to dinner by myself. I'll go and grab a glass of wine by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm okay. I'm totally okay. A couple years ago, I could have never done that. And even I had a girl ask me who was recently divorced, my same age, last week. She was like, how are you able to be here by yourself? I was like, oof. I mean, 3 years ago, no. Now can.
Why? What shifted?
I think I realized that I could like myself more than I thought. And I think through a lot of work, I finally, and there's still messy, unsmoothed out, sanded down sides of this.
Of course,
but
all of us, yeah.
that I finally saw myself the way the Lord had created me. And I had kind of some pretty deep negative core beliefs about myself that I decided to really engage in.
Yeah.
And hash out through an art intensive, which is probably the bravest thing I've ever done that I'm really proud of.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me a couple months ago, what's the thing you're the most proud of? And, you know, I'm a college graduate of a private university, I have 2 degrees from there, and I work at one of the best schools in my city, and I'm sure they would assume me to say any of those things. And I said, no, it's my counseling intensive that I did, that I had to save up a ton of money for, even reach out to people to help me with that, which is also very humbling. But I would say that because I feel like it was the biggest gift I could give myself to really engage in fighting against so many deep lies and just, you know, from a neuropsychology standpoint, like so many deep grooves in my brain that I'd run down for years. I feel like it's the biggest gift I could give myself. And as somebody that has a desire to be a wife and the mom that I hope to be, it's the biggest gift I could give my future husband and my family is just to see myself rightly unto the Lord. So that way, you know, in front of them, I can say, yeah, no, it's not perfect. And those things creep up for sure. But I feel...
Is perfect the standard?
No, not at all.
Good.
Oh my gosh. No. Sometimes I want to throw the word perfect out the door. I think it's just...
Let's do.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's so dumb.
What word would you replace it with?
I would say reconciled.
I love that.
I would say reconciled.
I love that. Reconciled to?
To the woman that the Lord designed me to be. That is in her flesh, trying to live in accordance to what he's called me to in every area of my life. Stumbling along the way for sure.
Okay.
But knowing that what John 10:10 says, that he came to give life and give life abundantly. And I want to engage in that. And I want to do that, trusting him every step of the way.
I think that is right.
Thank you.
I think that when we understand whose image we're made in, when we understand the value of who we are, when we understand the gifts that we've truly been given, to overlook that, to cast it aside, is like being given a diamond in the rough. The diamond needs still to be buffed out.
For sure.
We all do.
Yes.
Because it's that reconciliation process, to use your word.
Yeah.
I would have said completion or completing.
Yes.
But reconciliation, I like that better.
Thank you.
It's that process of being formed.
Yes.
There's nothing in that that makes us bad.
No.
Therefore, the judgment that we walk through when we say, is my body good enough? It's like, well, do I love what I've been given?
Yes.
Now, is there a space for us to say, yeah, I would feel more comfortable if I were to go through this, or if I were to have a bigger bicep?
Sure.
Or, okay, but why do I want a bigger bicep?
Exactly.
because I want somebody else to comment?
Yes.
Or is it truly, now this is going to sound a little strange, is it truly for my own enjoyment?
Yeah. No, I think it's an amazing
Meaning
question.
it's a functional piece of like, no, I want to be able to lift things when something needs to be moved. I don't want to have to struggle, right? And it's something to observe as healthy,
Yes.
not earning attraction from
Yes.
others. Does that make sense?
Oh, it totally does.
And that's a place that I think, as you go about your event, that it's, I belong.
Mm-hmm.
I am worthy. Why? Because my values, my relationship with my God, my values say that I'm worthy.
Yes.
I believe that I'm worthy.
Mm-hmm.
See, we miss that step. We
Yes.
take what our values, from your standpoint, you have this beautiful, strong relationship with your Lord, and we take for granted, or we overlook ourselves. We fail to see, wait, where am I in that?
Yeah.
We go straight from our values straight to others, like that.
Yes.
And it has to come back to us and
Yes.
say, wait, do I believe that I'm worthy? Okay, if my bicep isn't as big as I wish it were, and why do I wish it were? Oh, because I want it to attract people to me. Therefore, I'm trying to get the environment to do something that, and look, is that holistically bad and wrong?
No.
But where am I in that?
Right.
And can I be honest with myself that I'm really pulling for that bicep because I want to be pleasing? Again, remember, it's not what I think. It's not what you think. It's what I think you think about me.
Right.
And I know that I'm not saying it's taking you, but it does take a long time to think through, wait, I think you think, then what I think you think of me.
Yes.
Right? Because
Yeah.
it is this mixy, topsy-turvy type thing.
And it's funny when I think about other people, I don't go through that whole thing with them. Like, I just take them in, and for me, once you're my people, you're my people. So I basically will love almost everything that you do.
Right.
Unless it's just glaringly morally wrong,
Right.
or I feel like not in accordance to who I feel like you are. I mean, I will very rarely call anything out in someone because I just love people. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think everything you do is awesome.
But is that loving people?
I mean, not all the time, no. It's not. It's not. But I realized through something early on in my counseling process was how positively and graciously I talked about other people. And then my counselor, it was one of the first times I broke down in counseling. She was like, I hear you talk about other people that have done some really bad things to you, by the way, very graciously, with a lot of forgiveness. And you always talk about positive things about them first. But she's like, if I had to guess, your inner voice about yourself is pretty negative. And it hit me like a freight train.
Yeah.
And I just started to think, I was like, wait, it is. It's really loud and it's really negative. And I do not talk about myself the way I talk about other people at all. Like, I think people would be shocked beyond belief to hear what my inner voice would say about myself versus how I talked about them. And in some cases, it should be radically reversed because some people have been horrible.
Right.
But I don't know. That's, again, as a believer, I would say it's the Holy Spirit, because I guess.
That it's reversed that way. But let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Where are you in that positive talk towards someone who has been harmful to you?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, let's look for her because this is super important.
Yeah.
Because you're saying that I talk to myself like trash.
Yeah.
Maybe not all the time.
No. It's gotten better for sure.
I would imagine. But before you saw it, it's like, wait a minute. Why do I talk to myself in a way that I won't talk to other people?
Yes.
So where am I in pumping you up when I'm tearing me down?
Yes.
So where am I?
Yes. I think I've always said it's felt quote unquote easier to fix and criticize myself and judge myself than really be honest to other people about what has been hurtful or harmful in their actions or words, because I've wanted something so bad. I've not been honest enough with myself to say, I just don't like that person. They're not a good fit for me. They don't bring out the best in me. Whether that's a friendship, a dating situation, a professional thing.
Yeah.
I think it's felt, even though I can ream myself to bits and pieces, like, oh no, I wouldn't do this to somebody else. But so then why am I doing that to me though? That doesn't make any sense. So I'm worthy of being ripped to shreds.
Come on.
but they're not. And
Come on.
I don't like to play that game, but it's,
Well, but let's leave them off and let's stay on you.
Yeah,
Am I really
yeah.
worthy of that?
yeah, no, absolutely not.
Okay.
Yes.
So where are you in that?
yeah, it just became my default.
Right.
It's really hard to change that.
So you know what I hear you saying to me? Is you're beginning to find you.
Yes.
You're beginning to see, wait a minute, why won't I ream you, but I'll ream me?
Yes.
And you're the one who warranted the reaming. But I will ream myself when I didn't necessarily warrant a ream.
I know. And I don't know really what that comes from, but I've felt, I guess, more confident or more clear in being able to stop myself when it's getting to that,
Yeah.
of saying, oh my gosh, wait, no, what is that doing? I'm only hurting my own feelings. I'm only exhausting my own energy. This isn't doing
That's
anything.
you finding you.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
It's just not doing anything.
No.
And
It's certainly not productive
no,
because at the end of it, do you feel better? Do you feel
no, not at all. It's like just a weird routine you go through that feels comfortable. I mean, analogy I always love in that is you've driven the same way to work for 8 years and somebody tells you, oh, if you turn left, by the way, up here, you'll save 3 minutes, but you don't because you do what you know.
right?
Versus logically turn left, save 3 minutes. Like, great. Now you can not stress parking your car or take a sip of coffee before you walk in. Like, that's awesome. But you don't do it because it's a weird lie that your brain believes. Oh, no. Like, keep doing this. That's what you're comfortable in.
And I would submit that we lose ourselves in those themes, meaning, do I want comfort or do I want 3 minutes?
Totally.
Because for some people, they would say, no, I'll give 3 minutes for the comfort of the same. But there's others who would say, do I deserve those 3 minutes? Can I take those 3 minutes?
Right.
Is that okay for me to do that?
Yes.
It's like we need permission. But if once we start to see ourselves, once you begin to see yourself, what happens is you start thinking, wait a minute, that's not okay to talk to myself that way.
Right.
If I won't talk to you that way, why will I talk to me that way?
Yes.
You're discovering you.
Yes.
Once you start discovering, wait a minute, where am I? I don't think I deserve for me to talk to me that way. Wait, I think I need to tell you, hey, that kind of hurt my feelings.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of feel overlooked.
Totally. Oh, yeah. Or, I mean, again, in my breakup that I went through 2 months ago, it's like, there's no way I make it a couple weeks more with this. There's no way. And an old version of me would have endured it to the bitter end of sacrificing a lot of myself, physically, mentally, probably ending up on medication, like, honestly. So, and I remember having to be honest with myself and honest with the guy I was dating. And I had to say, like, no, I will not make it anymore. And I am not going to put myself through this just for the sake of putting myself through it. Say, oh, yeah, like I made it. Why? Like, what,
Yeah, there's
you know?
no medal at the end of that
There's
race.
not. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what am I doing? Like, nope.
Yeah.
And just thinking back to, I read something the other day that talked about how somebody said, I'm so glad the Bible doesn't hide people's failures and people's struggles. I'm really glad it's so open about that and that it's truly so radical and such a miracle the Lord still used them. I was like, gosh, like I so feel that and I so relate to that.
Because it's not about
Yes, it's
perfection.
not at all.
It's all about,
Just, I mean, really, it's cheesy, but like the journey. I mean, whether it was graduating college or, you know, my master's degree or just different things in my life, when I think about those actual days those things happened, were they the best? No. Like there were so many better, more sweet, more formative things leading up to that
yeah.
than actually getting that. And when I think about Jesus and his life on earth, and I know The Chosen is like an interpretation, but I think it does such a good job of just illustrating like so many of the in-between moments for him in his 3 years of ministry here on earth. That conversation or that thing, like wow, like the marriage, that's so much more relatable or formative than those like key markers of, you know, the gospels that we know of things that he did, which are great. But I think it's what makes him such a relational and personal God is those things and is those in-betweens and those conversations. And I think about that for myself and my own journey of self-discovery and healing. Like it really has been those more surprising, small idiosyncrasies, like different things that have been way more formative than like actually arriving at, you know.
You're reminding me of I've run a few marathons.
Yes.
And my first marathon, I ran it because I'd run a bunch of half marathons. So I ran it in 2 halves. Thought, oh, I can do this. I've done a bunch of halves. So I got to the halfway mark. I thought, wait, I got to do this again. And I just kept thinking, get to the finish line.
Yes.
Get to the finish line. The good is coming at the finish line.
Yes.
Let me just tell you, when I got to that finish line, I was so mad. Because when the person handed me the medal, and my first marathon was the New York Marathon.
Oh, yeah, one of the majors.
Kind
That's
of
a
one of the big
deal.
ones.
Yeah.
And so I get there, and I looked, I'm like, this is all I get for all of that I just went through?
Yes.
Because where was I? I wasn't on the course.
No.
I was
you
at
were
the finish
all
line.
The way. Totally.
My second marathon I ran was in Missoula, Montana. Real tiny town.
Yeah.
That I believe they filmed A River Runs Through It in that town.
Oh my gosh, love it.
Gorgeous. The course was amazing. It was a point to point. I get out and I said to my coach, who is still my coach, 15, 16 years later, I said to him, we're going to take this a mile at a time. And the start gun goes off. And I said, I'm going to be present for everything.
Yes.
I looked at mile 1 and I said, all right, mile 1, here we come. In my head, I was saying this.
Yeah.
And I'm running along. I get to the mile 2 marker and I was like, thank you, mile 1. Can't wait to see what you have for me, mile 2.
Yes.
By the time I got to the finish line, it was the emotional experience everybody said it would have been, because I knew where I was on that course at all times. And that's what you're talking about, in my opinion. It is that place of us knowing where we are in the moment. In the Bible, James says, consider it pure joy when you encounter trials of all kinds, okay? And people say, well, that's for after the trial. I believe it's during.
I agree.
Now, I don't think that means we need to become masochistic.
Weird, positive pennies.
Right, where
yeah.
everything that's painful we love.
Yeah, no.
I think it's a place of us looking for, where am I in this? Making sure that I know that I'm rooted and grounded.
Yes.
That I understand where it is the next step that I'm going to take.
Yes.
So when you go to this event that you have coming up, that it is, I'm not here to make everybody else feel good. I am here to enjoy what has been set forth before me to enjoy.
Yes.
Now, through my enjoyment, others hopefully will enjoy what I offer, what I have to give. But I'm not doing this because I think you need X, Y, and Z. Not selfishly.
No.
Self-care.
Yes.
I am excited for you.
Oh, thank you.
Because I hear the transformation where the critic is being silenced, where you are becoming more present with you. And the enjoyment, the deep sense of enjoyment you want to offer others, that you're beginning to offer it to you.
Yes.
And as you begin to enjoy you, because when I was thinking about this, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm excited. I think she's so awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And I was thinking, and I think I'm awesome. And I think we get to be awesome together.
Together, yes.
Now, that's not intended to be an arrogant statement.
No.
It's intended to say, I enjoy being in my own head.
Yes. Yeah.
I enjoy hearing from you.
Yes.
And we get to enjoy being together. And that's, I believe, how we were created and intended.
I totally agree. Okay. I mean, I think about John the Baptist and Jesus. I think that was their whole relationship. I mean, I think John knew, and he said it very clearly in the book of John, I am not the Messiah. I'm not at all. He knew he had a purpose. He knew he was a vessel, but he was like, nope, it's my cousin Jesus. Like, it's him. Y'all wait. Like, you think I'm awesome? Wait for him. But it didn't diminish.
That's exactly right.
You know what I mean? His ministry.
Yes. Didn't diminish him as a person.
At all. No. And Jesus didn't do that when he came and baptized him. That didn't happen at all. It was a very equal playing field. Right. And I think that's such a sweet biblical picture for us.
Totally.
For each other.
Love that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. Thank you.
That's our time for today. Thank you to our guest for the courage to do this out loud, anonymously, but honestly.
Yes, if something here landed, sit with the question that started us off. Where am I in this? Not who needs me, not what's left on the list. Just where you are, so you can pour from something instead of from empty.
This has been Wait, Let's Talk About That with Dr. Lee Long
and Lila Pond. Take care of yourself and take care of your people.